Alrighty, guys, we're ready to open up window number 8 in our advent calendar. I had a lot of fun in the last video with the dies we opened up under behind window number 7, creating that 12 by 12 scrapbook page. Let's see what is behind window number 8. So it's right here. I'm going to get my little spatula because I don't want to rip this, and I'm excited. Do you guys have a favorite product that we've opened up thus far? If so, I would love to know in the comments below what product has been your favorite. I don't know if I could name a favorite. I've loved them all, especially the dies. I'm a big die person, but I also loved the puffy stickers. So these stickers, that was a favorite too. All right, let's see. Are we ready? Drum roll, please. I knew we were going to get some twine. So we've got a blue and a pink twine. That would go perfect with the card we made. I believe this was from window number 5. So that twine would go great on this card. So I will clear my desk and we'll see what we can make with this. My head is spinning with some out of the box ideas. So we will see. I'll clear my desk and grab my glass mat and we'll get started. Alrighty, I've cleared my desk. I got my glass mat out and I did a little pre-cutting. Actually, I had these pieces in my stash, so I said, let's go ahead and use these. I thought that these matched the twine we just opened up really well, and I haven't used this pattern DSP yet. So we're gonna use that, and I'm kind of obsessed with these fun, they look like postage stamps to me, so I'm calling them postage tags. So I'm going to use the large one of this, and we're going to run, actually before we do that, let's do our stamping. So I have a piece of white willow cardstock, and I am going to get my large flower. I love this flower because it's got that texture built in, that watercolor look. You know what? I think maybe I might use the smaller one. Yeah, we're going to use the smaller one. Put that back. And I'll put this on a block. I'm going to go ahead and season it just because I haven't used it in a while. And I'm using my Misty Moonlight Stampin' Spot that I got in one of my kits. I love the brown box kits in the Paper Pumpkin because they always, if there's stamping involved, they always come with a Stampin' Spot. And that works out great because it gives you the opportunity to try out the stamp to see if you like it, and then you can always buy the regular size one. I just got a little bit of ink on my mat and I didn't want to get it on my paper. So you saw me just do generation stamping, or in Stampin' Up! World, they call it you stamp off, which means that you stamp it once when it's all inked and then immediately stamp it again without re-inking it, so you get that lighter color. And what we are going to do is get the die, and I am going to run this through my die cut machine as well as this die. So let me just find, I believe it's this one. Yep. And oh, the other thing we're going to do, I guess I can do this before I run it through, is I got a small block and I'm going to stamp the inside of the flower. And I'm using Darling Duckling just because that's the one that I had out. And I could even just go like this. Actually, that is not the right stamp. Let's try this again. Here we go. Now we're in business. I think I'm gonna stamp it directly, just to give it a little bit of color. Alrighty. And then I do need to get my washi tape to hold the die in place. And I think I'll just trim here. You could do this with a paper trimmer too, but I'm just gonna go like this. I'm loving this DSP. I think it would be really pretty as a 12 by 12 pack. All right, so I've got my big die cut machine. You all have seen me use this before. I've got my 1 plate, my 2 plate, 1 3 plate. I'm going to put my postage stamp die down. That one I don't really have to use the washi tape, but I definitely need to use it on the flower. Here, let me move these so you can see. So I got this lined up. I'm going to get a little bit of washi tape. If you don't have washi tape, any low tack tape or a post-it note would work. Then I'm going to get my other 2 plate and we will run this through. And flower. A little bit more here. There we go. That came out perfect. And then we've got our little square. I became addicted with these dies when I made the layout in the last video. All right, so now let's put this together. I am going to give this a nice crisp fold. What I did is I cut an 8.5 by 11 piece of basic thick white cardstock, and that is currently on sale with our Black Friday sale. So we've got the thick 8.5 by 11 and then just the regular 8.5 and 11. I highly recommend the thick for making your card bases, and it's on sale. So I stocked up. If you want to check out what is in the Black Friday sale, you can click on the link in the product description box below my website, and the Stampin' Blends, the markers, all of those are 40% off. So I think they're $6 for 2, which is an unbelievable price. And then there's the white cardstock, the very vanilla, and the black is on sale. There's adhesives on sale, re-inkers on sale. So lots of great savings. So you might want to check that out, whether it be for you or for a crafty friend or relative. So I took, as I was talking about the Black Friday sale, I took the Big Thanks sentiment, and I'm just inking that up. I did a test run on my grid paper, and now I am going to stamp this right down here. I like that. And now let's adhere this piece. I know I brought my adhesive over here, but where it's probably, here it is. All right, so I am just going to center this right in the center. And then I'm going to get my twine, and I'm going to use both colors on this. Find the start, and then I'll get the blue. And I'm just going to line them up together so I can cut them together. It's so much fun to open up the windows and see how each product corresponds together. It will be fun at the end, after you open up all your windows, and see if you could make one project using everything. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know if I cut enough to make a bow. I might have to just stick with the knot, but let's try it. Not bad. Trim this. I can just open these up a little bit. There we go. I like that. Alrighty, so then we'll adhere this just flat to the center of this. Make sure we're nice and straight. And then I'm going to take my flower and I'm going to use a dimensional. Maybe I'll use 2. And we'll stick this, move this down a little bit right here like that. And then I'm going to get my foam tape and we'll adhere this to our card base to give it a little bit of dimension. So this is a standard size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I cut this piece that we're working on. It's, I think it's 5. Yeah, 5 by 3 3/4. So I cut it slightly smaller than what I usually cut for a mat on a card front. I want it just a little bit more of a border. Oops. At the time of filming this, we are a day away from Thanksgiving 2025. So all of you who are watching who celebrate Thanksgiving, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I would love to know what your favorite thing to eat at Thanksgiving is. All right, now I'm using my fine tip glue, and I'm just going to add 3 of my little gold gems. These are ones that we used in the shaker card, a previous video. And I'm going to get my, take your pick and flip these over, because there is a top and a bottom. The dome part goes up. Stick a big one right there, and This little foam or putty tip works wonders with the these little embellishments. So yeah, I would love to know, what's your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving? Mine is definitely the stuffing. I love stuffing, and it's homemade stuffing. And then last year I made a new recipe, and the family requested I make it again this year. It was a Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, cranberry salad. So I'm making that again, and that made a lot, so we had lots of leftovers. And then I do always make homemade turkey soup with the bones from the turkey. So go ahead in the comments below, let me know what you love to eat on Thanksgiving, and if you have a favorite tradition that you do. Another tradition we do is we watch The Grinch, the original cartoon. That's my all-time favorite, most favorite holiday movie, and we turn off all the lights except for the Christmas lights, and we watch The Grinch. And I've been doing that since I got married 30 years ago, and we've done it with all, you know, as each child came around, and it's just a family tradition. So yeah, little fun facts about me. Anyway, here is our card. I love it. Never have too many thank you cards. And we pulled in several of the products that we've opened in the advent calendar. So we've used the stamp set, we've used these fun dies, we've used the other dies that I believe we opened on day 1, and then we used our fun little gold gems. So there you go. I will catch you on the next video where we will open up, is it window number 8 are we on next? Or no, we got to open up window number 9 next. If you don't already follow me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That helps my little channel to grow, as does leaving comments. I love to hear from you guys, and I'll be sure to respond. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.